and welcome. My name is Debbie Pendergrast. I'm Business Development Manager here at Keencut, and today I will be your host for this session. Joining me in the studio as ever is my producer Curtis.
Hi guys, so my name's Curtis. I'll be in charge of any audios and visuals during this session that we're doing. There is a live chat available for you guys while we're watching this video. So if you have any questions about what we're covering in the session or just any questions Keencut related, pop those in the chat and myself and Debbie can get to those questions. We will be answering questions after the video is finished as well. So don't run off once it finishes. We'll make sure that you know that we're live and we'll be there to answer any questions.
Thank you. So today's session is going to be taking you on the steps of how to correctly use the Keencut machines for scoring and snapping acrylic. So you can do this on a few of our machines. Primarily you can do it on some of our bench mounted machines, so I'll be showing you on how to do it on the Evolution 3 Smart Fold, the Evolution 3 Bench Top and the Sabre. So we're going to start with our main go-to machine, which is the SteelTrack, and I'll just take you over there and show you how to do it on the SteelTrack. So the SteelTrack itself has function. It has a tri-turret head. Everything happens here. Now what you have to do first and foremost is install a medium duty blade. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. In order to access this area here, I need to unscrew the cover. So I'm undoing the cover that's protecting the turret head, and as you can see, once exposed, it looks like this. Now this houses a medium duty blade to cut rigid and semi-rigid materials. It houses an optional glass cutting wheel as well, and I now have to install my medium duty blade where the scoring blade goes. So it's mounted here. I need access to this part, so I have to pull out the turret and turn it so that I can access it from this area here. Now the medium duty blade itself has got to be installed this way round. That means that when you engage it, it will use the back edge of the blade itself to score down the acrylic. So it needs to go in this way round. There is a plaque inside here, so the blade has to go on the right hand side of the plaque. So I just need to insert it and push it in. Push it down a little bit here. I'm not going to tighten it up yet because I'm going to pull the turret and make sure that it's up at the top, so gravity will do what gravity does best and will house it safely in place, and then I can do up the screw, make sure that the blade is tight. Now as you can see, it's only the very, very tip of the blade. So keep turning the turret head round so that the label that's facing you says score, and the blade, the scoring blade, is facing the spine of the machine. Once it's in place, you can close the cover, screw it back in, but you're not quite good to go yet. So the head is on a ratchet system. When you push it forward, the ratchet engages. You need to disengage this for the scoring ability, because if you have it too deep, you will break the tip of the blade. So to disengage this function, you press down on this lever here. To completely disengage it, you press down on the lever here, press this button in here, release the lever whilst holding onto the button. Then you can take your finger away, and now we can adjust the head with thumb pressure. So we're good to start scoring the acrylic. I've got a little piece here. I'm going to slide it into the machine. So I'm going to take a little bit. I only want to take a little bit off. Firmly clamp it in place. Thumb pressure on the ratchet, so pushing it forward to just engage it on the top of the machine, the blade. Pushing forward, and then I'm going to do 3. You can hear that the blade is going through and just scoring the surface of the machine. Now I'm going to take the clamping system. I'm going to use the clamping system on the SteelTrack itself to be able to snap the material. you can see that there is a score line. Let me see if I can show you there. So you can see that the score line is all the way down, all the way along. So I'm going to turn the board around, put it underneath the clamp until I can just see the score. Clamp it down, pull the material towards me, and it snaps off quite easily. It still has the plastic on it. If I take the plastic off, just put that there, you can see that it has the edge. You can see that along the edge is quite smooth. Let me see if I can just remove this plastic side here. Removing the plastic, and there you have the edge. So it leaves a very, very smooth edge all the way along. And that's how to successfully use the SteelTrack. The method is the same on the bench-mounted machines. However, on the bench-mounted machines, you need to use the graphic blade head. So the Evolution 3 Smart Fold and the Evolution 3 Benchtop come with a double graphic blade head. The graphic blades themselves look like this. We'll be using this point here, the back end of it, to score along the material. You can see that I've already pre-installed my two blades. So I have them both facing opposite ways from each other. And with that in mind, I can now take my acrylic. The Evolution 3 Benchtop and Smart Fold have a clamping system incorporated. The clamping system is pressure sensitive and it has a lift and hover design, so it will actually stay wherever you place it on the trajectory towards the material itself. It will house material in place. So things like acrylic, it will hold very firmly in place because you're going to be needing a little bit of force at the back of it to go through some tough material, or to score at least. But it will also cut things like foam board, which you need quite a bit of stability to do. So I'm going to place my acrylic in the machine. I'm using the material stop on the right hand side, this stop here. So I'm butting the material up against it. I can now clamp it firmly in place. This gives me the stability. I know it's not going to be moving when I push hard against it. And now I'm going to use my graphic head, my graphic blade, to score along the whole length of the So 1, 2. The nice thing about the graphic blade head is because we have two blades, I can actually use the opposite one to score going backwards as well. So that gives me my 3 scores. I'm going to again use the back of the clamping system itself to snap off the acrylic. So I've got my line that you can see here. I'm going to put it underneath the clamp. I can see where my score line is. So I'm just going to place it underneath the clamp it firmly down, and use the clamping system itself to actually break off the piece. So there we have. And it leaves a really good edge. There we have the edge of the acrylic. So it's a very smooth edge. The premise for scoring and snapping on the benchtop is exactly the same because the clamping system is exactly the same as the Smart Fold. So I'm not going to show you on the benchtop because it's the same, but I'll take you through how to do it on the Sabre. So the Sabre machine that we have is a very different machine. It's a portable machine. This is actually a demonstration size model. They start at 1 metre. This is about 70 centimetres in length. So this gives me the ability to show you the overview. It's a working model. It will show you exactly its capacity. It comes with 3 blade holders. So the blade holders themselves are easily attached and removed from the cutting head. We'll need to use the graphic blade head. So we need to remove the blade head that's already attached. So to do that, you need to loosen up these 2 silver screws here a little bit. Lift up the blade holder, slide it out. Then you can install the graphic blade head, push it down. It will fall neatly down, tighten up your screws, and then you are good to use the graphic blade head. So taking your piece of acrylic, again, you're going to be putting it underneath the clamping system, butting it up against the material stop that's on the Sabre here. So again, when you're pushing, the material won't move and it's securely housed against the material stop. Pushing down, making sure that the graphic blade nib is facing in the direction you're going to be scoring. So pushing down, same premise, same method. Pushing down and just doing a few scores on the back of the acrylic. So I'll do 4 on this one as well. And then again, I'm going to use, I have my scoring line. I have my scoring line there. And again, I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to use the clamp to snap. And again, you have a nice smooth edge on your acrylic. So that's how to correctly use the Keencut products to score and snap acrylic, both on the bench mounted cutters of the Sabre, the Evolution 3 Smart Fold and the Evolution 3 bench top, and of course the scoring and snapping ability on the SteelTrack. So I hope you've enjoyed this session. Thank you very much for joining me.